How's it going, everyone? Hope everybody's doing okay. And check out some more of these TikTokers.
The devil and his demons walk among us in physical human form. NASA stopped exploring the ocean because they found Leviathan. Some wet dreams aren't natural, they're just demons draining your energy and power. Disciple. Some beggars are actually angels sent down to test our generosity. This is 1000% true. You have to be more nice to people you don't know because they're people you don't know and they might not even be people. Masturbation is actually spiritually creating demonic offspring with water spirits. That's why the great prostitute in Revelation is also seen walking on many waters. They represent wasted seed and cum. Disciple, you're grossing us out. I remember hearing a theory that the meteor that destroyed the dinosaurs was actually Lucifer falling from heaven. There's 8 people in Noah's Ark and we have 8 different blood types. So you're saying we had billion different blood types? I mean, how many types of people did we have then? The closer you become to God and Christ, the more demonic attacks you receive. I mean, dogs don't bark at a parked car. Mountains are sleeping giants. Tefit? Strangers who speak wisdom to you are undercover messenger angels. I can't prove it. Someone said it. Someone said it. It's definitely happened to you before. I feel like schizophrenia is actually the devil speaking to you. I mean, schizophrenia does involve hallucinations, like thinking people are out to get you or thinking you have magical powers. I mean, who could ever give you such delusion? Come out in Jesus' name. Okay, this is the last one. Satan supports abortion because a child was sent out to destroy him. You will bite his knee, he will strike your head. Christ the Redeemer, the devil was defeated at the moment. Follow for more.
Yeah, there's a couple of them I could see, like the giants, the mountains. I think some of the mountains are giants, probably. I mean, they look like it. I do wonder about that schizophrenia. I've thought about that a number of times. I've definitely known some people with schizophrenia, and like, you think it's just like because of the frequencies or something, or demons, or a combination, or like parasites. I know parasites do a lot of stuff. I don't know. What do you think? Tell me in the comments.
Vance just went on record and said, I don't think they're aliens. I think they're demons. You heard what I just said? JD Vance was being interviewed on a podcast and got hit with the alien question. And JD Vance said he don't believe that they're aliens. He believe that they're demons. I need you to let that sink in. But you don't believe me, right? Look at this shit.
So you haven't been to Area 51 yet? Not yet. Bro, we saw aliens.gov. We saw aliens.gov. I don't think they're aliens. I think they're demons anyway.
You heard him?
That's a longer discussion. Well, I can't let you go.
Sorry for pausing it, but have you guys noticed, like, for a little while now, JD Vance's face doesn't look right. Like it looks like a mask. Like pay attention to the eyes. Like, I don't know, looks like a mask.
Now this ain't a regular person. This ain't a conspiracy theorist. This is a man with top level clearance. This man has access to all types of classified information. And he's looking at UFOs and calling them something spiritual. Mind you, he didn't say it as a joke. He said there are things out there that we can't explain. And that people are too quick to label them as aliens, instead of what religion has been warned us about for thousands of years. Listen to the rest of this.
Well, look, I think that celestial beings who fly around, who do weird things to people, I think that the desire to describe everything celestial, everything that's otherworldly, to describe it as aliens, I mean, every great world religion, including Christianity, the one that I believe in, has understood that there are weird things out there. And there are things that are very difficult to explain.
Y'all gotta remember that for decades, the government said that UFOs weren't real. Now, subtly, they confirm sightings, real footage, admit to objects they can't explain, and at the same time, you have high-level officials saying, yeah, they might not be extraterrestrial. Yeah, okay. Pay attention.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think they're demons and or fallen angels or, you know, I don't know, something else. I don't know. But JD Vance, I would definitely not trust him, anything he says, really. I mean, you know, not too long ago, I live in Indiana, right? And what's his name? Dang it, what's his name? The old vice president. Dang, I forgot his name. He used to be a governor in Indiana. Mike Pence. I guess he was in my town. I live in a small city. I guess he was in this, you know, in town the other day or like a few weeks ago or something. And it's just wild to think one of the demons were, you know, this close to home, you know.
Where they love talking about conspiracies, swear they love finding the hidden truth of things until you bring them across a rabbit hole like this one, and they will never be the same, or they just don't want to hear it. But for those who know, you know. Get yourself a good look at this picture right here, right? For those who've read Genesis and you heard about that serpent and how he had to go on his belly, now I know these are lizards, but disregard that. For those who know what I'm speaking about, you know what I'm getting at. The serpent who had to go on his belly, why do you have to go on his belly? Was he standing? Was he humanoid? Imagine that. Imagine a humanoid serpent for a moment. That's a scary sight. That's a weird thing, a peculiar thing to imagine, isn't it? But hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy who's getting up here talking, a guy who's read his Bible cover to cover, a guy who's looked into all of the hidden texts around the world. And yeah, I mean, I used to think all this stuff was fake. I used to think it was all fake. Man, part of me kind of does miss those days. But, you know, when you love the truth, well, obviously you find gratitude in the present. But I remember those days. Yeah, a lot of you guys are still there. It's all right. You know, eventually we'll all come around. The Bible says, Jesus says that there is not anything that's hidden that will not be revealed. So one day soon, we will all know the truth. But yeah, start reading your Bible.
I didn't know there's a lot of people that, you know, that talk about conspiracies, but that don't consider the whole lizard people angle. Because I would say they're like Nephilim and I don't know, fallen angels. They're in that category, I'd say, right? You know, something that bugs me. I've been thinking about. You know how like people that don't believe in conspiracy theories, right? They all think we're, you know, crazy and whatnot. They get that look in their face where they're just so sure, you know. The world is full of confident idiots. You know what I mean?
He is allegedly one of the worst pedophiles in American history. This story goes very deep and is very disturbing, so buckle up. So if you don't know who Kevin Spacey is, he's a very, very successful actor. I'm sure most of you recognize him. He's been in all sorts of movies and TV shows like the movie Seven, American Beauty, The Usual Suspects, and even TV shows like the massively popular House of Cards. This is a really sad case because I love so many of the movies that he's been in, but the story is just horrific. In fact, before his fall from grace, Kevin Spacey was one of the most awarded and respected actors in all of Hollywood. But good things don't always last forever in that town. All the legal trouble started for Kevin in 2017, when an actor named Anthony Rapp came forward and said that Spacey had assaulted him in 1986 at a party when he was 14 and Kevin Spacey was 26. Now, obviously, this is a major crime against a minor, but let me read you Kevin Spacey's response from Twitter. Kevin wrote on Twitter this, I'm going to read it, that he owed Rapp the sincerest apology for what had been deeply inappropriate drunken behavior. Basically, he was trying to just say that he was drunk, oh, I touched a 14-year-old, I'm sorry. And while he was apologizing to Anthony, Kevin Spacey actually came out as gay. A lot of people thought that this was controversial. A number of celebrities spoke up about this because they believed that Kevin was trying to distract people from the allegations and focus more on him, painting himself more as a victim. People were also mad that he was blaming his sexual advance on a minor on him being drunk and that he was creating a bridge between homosexuality and child sex abuse. But this was only the beginning of Kevin's downfall. You see, after Anthony Rapp came forward, 15 other people came forward with similar allegations against Kevin Spacey. A Boston anchorwoman named Heather Unruh actually came forward as well and said that Kevin Spacey had sexually assaulted her own son. A number of actors reported that Kevin Spacey had assaulted them, and a lot of these people who were victims were from the Hollywood cycle, including 8 people who worked on the set of House of Cards. Newspapers across America were publishing stories about Kevin Spacey, and they were apparently getting flooded with reports that Kevin Spacey liked to grope young men. This is also important to note, Kevin Spacey was logged on Jeffrey Epstein's flight logs a number of times in the early 2000s. This is a proven fact, this is not a conspiracy, so what the hell was he doing on that plane? After all of this hit the news, Kevin Spacey was canceled so fully from every part of his life. His managers, agents, publicists, they all dropped him. The movies that he was involved with were canceled. The TV shows were canceled. And although you would think that he would have been in jail by now, he hasn't been. You see, something really strange about this case with Kevin Spacey is that a number of his accusers have gone missing or have died before the cases could be brought to trial. I don't know, something about this just really rubs me the wrong way. If you want me to talk more about the suspicious deaths, let me know in the comments. But currently Kevin is facing some charges in England. The trial is set to start very soon. And yeah, there's so much more to this story, but I couldn't fit it all into 3 minutes. So if you want another part, let me know.
Yeah, these people are freaks, man. I know I've noticed, I've seen like 2, 3, I don't know, a few movies where, like lower budget flicks, like I haven't actually watched them, but like I've seen like like not the trailer, but like say you get on Tubi, you know, it's like a thumbnail kind of, right? I've seen a few of them with a old boy in them, so they're bringing him back. Looks like, you know what all these actors and politicians do? They play with each other's buttholes.
Food company, it's a drug company, and they spend about $30 million a year to make the chip addictive. There's a facility in Texas that employs over 500 chemists, and they're essentially trying to figure out the right combination of texture, mouthfeel, aroma, and flavor. They even have a machine that simulates a chewing mouth that costs $40,000, so they're able to figure out how many crunches is the perfect amount of crunches to keep you wanting more.
Oh my god.
The Dorito powder is 5 to 6 times more concentrated than what's on the chips. Think about when you eat the Dorito powder. Aside from when you eat the chip itself, when you're done eating the Doritos, you lick the powder off of your fingers. Well, the powder is full of different acids, and the acids trigger saliva production, and saliva production makes your brain want to eat more. So essentially, when you're done eating the Doritos, you lick your fingers, and your brain is like, all right, eat more, like we're prepared. So then you want to just like go back in and eat more.
Yeah, I don't doubt that a bit. And yeah, don't lick the stuff off your fingers. There's like all kinds of bacteria and whatnot. Yeah, but no, the Doritos, yeah, I don't doubt that a bit. Yeah, most of the food in the world, I don't know how to get around, you know, the food. Like, I know like absolute junk food like this definitely don't touch, right? But like, I mean, they've got crap in all over food, you know?
What people think and have these conspiracy theories that
Sorry, but not just in our food, but like, you know, in our water system, everything. So I don't know.
Epstein was a spy, an intelligence officer for a foreign nation. The main one that comes up is Israel, that he was an intelligence spy for Israel. Netizens think that this is just too much power. The way that if you read through Epstein's emails, he does not align himself with one political party in the United States. When someone he's talking to is Republican, he takes a more Republican viewpoint. When someone he's talking to is a Democrat, he takes a more Democratic viewpoint. And it just seems that all of his connections lined up more so to be in the Democratic Party. Because he had, you know, he had Ghislaine Maxwell who knew the Clintons, and then they knew all of these connections, but it does not seem like he himself was like a staunch Democrat, like, oh, I lean left, these are my political views, which is so interesting. But he's so well connected globally to a bunch of international foreign nations and leaders. One of his last book purchases in the last 3 months of his life is Lolita, the annotated and revised version about a man who is obsessed with a 12-year-old girl. However, the most interesting purchase that everybody has been dissecting thus far online is, quote, the title, Rise and Kill, The Secret History of Israel's Targeted Assassinations. People think it's interesting because there is a speculation that he is an intelligence officer, a spy for Israel, and then he ends up dying in prison later. Additionally, he would also make these very strange notes that he would email himself. It's like he's speaking in code or he's talking to himself. Number 26, taste, food, kissing. It's like he's playing the world's weirdest word association game. Other lists include money, agreement, debt, power, value, wealth, cost. Number 27, dreaming all day long. Number 28, only 6 senses. And then at the bottom of this like numbered list, it would just be a whole group of people's names. Hopkins, Danny, Chomsky, Teal, Hoffman, Ehud, Bannon, Barack, Woody.
What?
So it seems like it's just code. It's just weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's very weird.
Yeah, I don't know why everybody's wrapped up about politics. Like, we know they're all against all of us, right? Like, both parties. Yeah.
Help people communicate.
Also, I know there's a quote by somebody, I forget who, but I forgot who it was, but you know who's in charge by the person that you can't criticize, right? Israel, basically.
With other people while
Sorry. Fake Israel.
they're asleep through dreams. And another thing is the brain doesn't invent a new face. So in your dreams, it's all faces you've seen before. And once you tap into the spiritual realm of things, everybody can't do it though. Some people are more sensitive to it than others. That's why you see the classified files coming out from the CIA where they would use children, because a lot of children are more sensitive to these telekinetic abilities, astral projection, remote viewing. We just seen Elon Musk get patents on telekinesis, which is communication through the thought. The world is built on 3 principles: sound, light, and frequency. At the right measurements on each of them, crazy things can take place. The human body is the greatest creation that we know. And our brain is an antenna. Some people can pick up on more frequencies than others.
Yeah, I think dreams are extremely interesting. Like what exactly they are. I know I have some pretty vivid, wild dreams a lot of the nights. Also, like I say things like, the way I say things in these videos, it's like it's definitely true, right? Which, I mean, I believe what I'm saying is true, but I'm not trying to convince anybody. You know what I mean? Like, I'm learning too. So, like, if you get your own point of view, I get it.
Are saying that scientists confirm that dreams are real in another reality. If that's true, I am so beyond cooked. Wait, so if I had a lucid dream, you're telling me, stop, you're joking. You mean to tell me I've just been casually switching realities? Y'all remember back in 2020 and like 2021 when people were trying to shift into their alternate realities and stuff, and they were trying to do that through lucid dreaming? Y'all remember that? I can't be the only one that remembers that. It was a whole trend on TikTok. That's what this trend reminds me of. Hey, because now I'm kind of mad. Why would y'all tell me this knowing that we can't go to these other realities? What was the point in telling me that? There's nothing I can do about that now. I mean, I doubt it's real anyways, considering the fact that it's basically impossible to make dreams real. Matter of fact, who said this was real anyways? Because you know how on TikTok they make up stuff and it somehow becomes trending? Could you imagine if they were able to record your dreams and you could watch it over and over again? Imagine if that was real though. Like people just posting their dreams on TikTok. Which dream can go the most viral? We'll call it like Dream Talk. Which dream can get the most likes? Who can go viral based off their dreams? Imagine if you could relive your dream through like a VR headset or something. Yo, that would be such a sick concept. I'm telling you guys, it's something new every single day.
Yeah, I think most of the videos about people saying they dream, whatever. I think it's I'd say most of them are made up. Maybe some are true. Kind of like with conspiracy theories, I think most of them are pushed out. You know what I mean? But there's a lot that I believe too. But like, I would say the majority of them are not true, or maybe they have a sprinkle of truth, mixed in.
If your dreams aren't yours, you fall asleep, and just like that, you're somewhere else. Different place, Different people. Sometimes, not even you. But here's the part. No one can explain. Why do millions of people dream about the same things? A tall shadow standing in the corner, a figure watching you, but never moving. A place you've never been, but somehow remember. This isn't rare. Across the world, people describe the same entities, the same feeling, the same fear, without ever talking to each other. Science says dreams are just your brain processing memories, but that doesn't explain why blind people can still see in dreams, why some people dream of places that actually exist without ever going there, why lucid dreamers report interacting with things that feel independent, like they're not imagining it, they're entering it. And then there's sleep paralysis. You wake up, but you can't move, and something is there, watching. People from completely different cultures, who've never met, describe the same exact figure, same posture, same presence, same intention. So what if dreams aren't random? What if they're not even yours? There's a theory that the human brain isn't just generating dreams, it's tuning into something, like a frequency. Think about it. When you sleep, your brain waves slow down. You shift into theta and delta states, the same frequencies used in deep meditation and experimental signal research. What if dreaming isn't imagination? It's access, a shared layer of reality, a place where minds connect, a place that already exists, whether you're aware of it or not. And those figures people see, they might not be creations of your mind. They might be other things in that space. Think about the last dream you had. Did you control it, or were you just there? Because if dreams aren't yours, then every night you're going somewhere, and something there knows you're coming.
I'll tell you what, what was it? You know how they, first off, I don't think, when you dream that you're in somebody else's life or something like that, you know, but, like a couple months ago, I'd been watching, you know, some videos about dreaming and whatnot. And like, they talked about if you realize you're in a dream, like in the dream, if you realize you're in a dream, don't say it out loud because, you know, whoever gets mad at you or whatever. And, you know, that happens, you know, to me quite a bit. I realize I'm in a dream, right? Which usually you wake up, at least I do. And this one night, I had a dream that I was walking down a sidewalk with Jim and Pam from The Office for whatever reason. I think we were watching The Office at that time. But I was walking down the sidewalk with them, and like I turned towards them, like my head, and like I remember saying that you know, I was kind of realizing that, you know, I was in a dream, and I said, or no, I did realize I was in a dream, and I said, or I think I said that, Pam, you look taller than what you did, or something like that. And then like I was thinking, I remember thinking that I was in a dream though, and then like like the dream snapped to like we were over in a parking lot, and I swung on Jim. I tried to hit him, right? And I know I did hit him because I remember the sound, like it was like it echoed through my head. But then like there was like a blackout, and then like they both had my arm. Like it was weird. And I know I said that most of the dream videos are, I don't think, are real, but that one that's a true story, I promise. All right.
So this is what they mean when they say the Nephilim were clowns. So bottom left hand corner is a Nephilim. This is Paracus skulls, the elongated skulls. You probably know them as the Tarot, not to be confused with the Darrow. But yeah, this race of giants, anywhere from 7 to 15 feet tall with elongated skull. This may be the ancestor of the Incans and the Incan Empire, but they're located in Peru. And This is also going to be the people associated with the Nazca lines. Now, you do have red-headed giants in the Americas, and it's actually quite popular that in Central America and even parts of southeastern part of America, and even in the Northeast, we hear about people with elongated skull. And so when you hear Nephilim are clowns, this is what they're talking about. So you got the red hair, right? Ronald McDonald, red hair. You got the pale skin, right? You hear lots about stories, lots of white Indians, pale skinned Indians, red-headed giants, right? Gingers. Also, the red nose and the red lips signifies the cannibalism, right? Because they're man-eaters. Also, New York Giants, Mohawk Giants. I'm not saying Mohawks got red hair, but you know what I mean. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Go ahead and give this a share, and thanks for watching.
I think some giants did look like clowns or, you know, like that. I think there's probably some that look different from each other. I don't know. I know they're like all over the world. It seems like North America had a bunch of them. I know on maps they're like all over. There's different kinds of creatures. There's like the person with the head, like the face in his chest. I think that's pretty wild. Um, I don't know. But yeah, I think there's probably more than one kind of giants because I mean, some are described with red hair, some are, you know, whatever, furry or like Bigfoot. I think there's different kinds. Anyways, I appreciate you watching, and I want to say thank you. I know I haven't been very consistent about like making videos, so I really do appreciate the people that keep coming back, like a lot. And thank you for any new viewers or anything like that. Anyways, thank you, and God bless you and your families. Bye.